I'll start off by saying just a lot of gratitude I have for the opportunity that we have in front of us, the chance to go to the playoffs, so much on the line. We know it's a big game. And just the gratitude I have also for the people I work with, the coaches, the players. Yeah, we have a fantastic crew here, and it's been a lot of fun this season. And we are going to do our best to keep this thing going. And then one more thing I want to just touch on is just I just want to give a little bit of love to Derek Brown. And um, I'm obviously a little biased, but I watch a lot of NFL football, and I've seen a lot of these players in the league, and I just can't imagine a world where he's not playing in the Pro Bowl. And so I think he's just a tremendous player. He's very impactful, disruptive, run game, pass game, and it's hard for me to imagine that many people are better than him in this league. So a lot of love to him, and in my opinion, there's nobody else at that position I'd rather have.
Thanks, Coach. We'll kick things off with Cass, followed by Joe Person.
Hey Jay, how's it going?
Hi, Cassidy.
Uh, Tre'von Moehrig leads all DBs in the NFL in tackles for loss by like a wide margin. I think he's in top 15 total for the league too. Like, what does it do for you and your defense and the scheme when you have a safety who you can be like, hey, go hair on fire and just throw yourself into the front of the line as well with everybody else? Like, Ashawn called him a defensive lineman yesterday, even.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very, very, very unique chess piece. The ability to play safety, the ability to play linebacker, the ability to play nickel, play outside backer in some of our packages. We've placed him all over the place. I think, first of all, it just kind of touches on his football acumen. Extremely, extremely intelligent. The amount of information that he has to understand and that he has to convey and process to do all of those different jobs, people would never grasp the multitude of things that he has to learn and do. And to be able to operate and execute at such a high level it's unfathomable. And so a lot of kudos there. And then it speaks to his toughness too, right? The ability to play in the run game, take on linemen, take on tight ends, pass rush, all of those things. He's a tremendous player. He's a unique guy. He can go cover receivers and then go take on a lineman. There's not a lot of players in this league that you can find doing that.
I mean, on that note too, I know when he came here this offseason, the Raiders had used him so much in the box last year, and y'all wanted to do the same. But I mean, like you said, you used him at linebacker, I think like a slot corner a couple of times on the line. Did you realize he was that versatile even when you got him, or was that something that just kind of came about during the offseason and you realized you could kind of plug and play him?
Yeah, we had a good idea. To your point, the Raiders use him some of those type of jobs as well. And that was a big selling point to why we had to have him. It's not just a value at safety, but all of these other pieces that he provides to our defense. And so he's been tremendous from that standpoint. And I just think about all the work that he does. Like his coach Ronaldo Hill is doing a hell of a job with him. They spend so much extra time before the day starts, during practice, during special teams meetings. And then also the work he's doing, he goes over once a week with Andrew Carter, our outside linebackers coach, and does some patchwork work with them. And so he's putting so much extra work to getting this done. So a lot of kudos to him.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, EJ, good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Happy New Year. Good
Same
to
to you,
see
Joe.
you. Talking to one of your guys yesterday about containing Baker, who obviously got out on some scrambles 2 weeks ago. He said you had some different strategies, which obviously you're not going to share, but the challenge of that and kind of like what do you tell your guys in terms, especially in the secondary, in terms of kind of when to leave your spot versus like hanging tight in case he throws it?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. I first of all, yes, we have to all be mindful of what this guy can do physically, and obviously he's got the ability to throw the ball all over the field. But what makes him extra special is his ability to extend plays with his legs, and then also to run and pick up yardage with his legs. And so we have to be mindful of that in terms of how I call the game, and then when we do our jobs, when we're in our rush lanes, when we're in coverage, it all has to tie together. We're going to emphasize over and over and over and over again this week the importance of plastering. It's the initial coverage is important, obviously, but we've got to be ready to cover extensive amounts of time and longer into the down because of what this quarterback can do. And then we have to be mindful of our lane integrity in terms of rushing the quarterback, whether it's a 4-man or 5-man rush, and making sure that we don't give up any voids for him to escape. And then I got to make sure that we call the game appropriately so that we make sure that we don't give him those opportunities to escape as well. So we all have our part to play in this. And that being said, we still know that it's easier said than done. It's a tough job, but that's what we need to do if we want to win this game.
And one more thing, Mike Jackson's had a really strong year in coverage. He had a lot of reps against Mike Evans 2 weeks ago, and gave up the touchdown, but also had a lot of other strong reps. Could you just maybe elaborate on that matchup in particular?
Yeah, we've been so blessed with the way Mike has really played these last 2 years, and certainly exceeded expectations of a lot of people, but did not exceed his expectations. And when you look at the way he prepares, the extra time he spends with Coach Cooley, in the meeting rooms, this guy is as dialed into the player as I've ever been around in that position. He's locked in every walkthrough. He's strategizing. He has a plan in terms of how he's playing every receiver, how he's playing certain formations. There's so much great dialogue in our pre-practice walkthroughs between him and the secondary coaches, and so it's not a surprise that he goes out there and has the performances that he does. And we feel good about that matchup. We feel good about Mike matching up against a lot of players in this league, and we know that Mike is a tough player to cover for anybody. But those are going to be downs that we have to roll coverage that way, and then there are going to be downs that both corners are going to have to go fight them. And so that's the challenge for us this week, and we know it's going to be a big one.
Thanks.
David Newton, followed by Alex Sitlow.
Happy New Year, AJ. Appreciate your time this year at all. And wanted to follow back what you mentioned about Derek. I think a lot of us were a little surprised that he wasn't in the Pro Bowl. Why do you think that happened? I mean, because it seemed like the fans recognized that he was having a really good year, but it didn't feel like his peers did. So why do you think that happened?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, David, but I talk to coaches, obviously every week when we play these teams, and people reach out to me, and I talk to players around the league, and everybody that I speak with has a tremendous amount of respect for what this man can do. And so I couldn't tell you how that happens, but I know how I feel about it.
I know a couple of years ago when he had the 100 tackles, I mean, everybody kind of was like impressed by that. How much better, or is the season been that much better, you feel, is for him and becoming a complete player?
Yeah, he's playing better, and I think it's more experience. It's not. I think I'm certain it's more experience. He certainly knows our defense better, and he's maturing as a player, and I think his pass rush has improved as well.
And last question, you've been here the whole time that Bryce has been here, so I know you don't defend him on Sundays, but you do training camp and throughout. Where have you seen him make the biggest progress in 3 years?
Well, Bryce is just like all young players that continue to mature. You're gaining information. The more and more you play, you're getting experience. I'm not an offensive coach or guru by any means, but I don't think a lot of people really understand when you're learning an offense, how much time it really takes. It's a different language, and so there's going to be time, and it's going to be development needed. And I'm just really proud of the way he just approaches his work and continues to work through things. And I mean, he's a heck of a player, and we're glad to have him. Is
there a time in practice where you've seen where his pre-snap and everything is matured beyond where it was 2 years ago?
Oh, certainly. Our operation, not just Bryce, but the entire offense, compared to when Dave and his staff got here, it's so much more improved, and that's to be expected. Time on task.
Thanks a lot. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's to you, David.
Hello, Ejiro. I wanted to ask a follow-up about Mike Jackson. He leads the league in passes defended. I understand that Pro Bowl voting is very stats driven, very interception driven, particularly when it comes to the defensive backs. But were you at all surprised that he didn't get as much Pro Bowl attention as he did?
Yeah, I mean, he makes a valid case as well. And again, I'm biased because I think the world of our players, but I also think it's valid that Derek's for certain and then Mike as well, that these guys have had excellent seasons, and they're a big part of why we've had so much success this year.
Darren Gant.
Yeah, I also had a Mike Jack question. With the amount of attention JC gets, not that much, what's the hardest part for Mike other than the obvious more traffic, more volume?
I don't know if there's anything that's really, I would say, hard for them. I mean, their jobs are both hard, but I think they both have pretty good clarity in terms of how they're going to play. We know JC's going to be aligned to the boundary. Mike's going to be aligned to the field. We have a pretty good idea for the most part that how people are going to attack. Sometimes the choice is going to be made to stay away from JC and attack to the field, and that's where the volume of opportunities comes for Mike. And sometimes the plan is going to be to maybe challenge JC one-on-one, and both of those guys are going to have the opportunities. But I do think that I know that they both have good comfort in terms of what their roles are, what their jobs are, and what people are going to present to them.